In this video, we're going to talk about the law of cosines. So we're going to label this triangle exactly like we did in the law of sines. A, B, and C. Across from angle A is side A. Across from angle B is side B. Across from angle C is side C, where again, the capital letters are the angles, A, B, and C, and the lowercase letters are the sides, A, B, and C. Now you'll notice in the box over here is your law of cosines. And similar to the law of sines, you don't need all three of them. You don't actually even need two of them. This one you only need one. The reason that we have three is so that you can set up whichever one you need depending on which side or angle you are missing. However, you will notice we have A, B, and C here. Then we use B, C with angle A. So if I use angle A, I got to find side BC. Well, now if I want B, I just switched all the B's that were in the first one. So this first one here, I have a B here to B here. Well, since I'm looking for B, I just switched the other ones to A's now. Even change the angle here. And same with side C here. It's just these two angles, or these two sides, A and B, that I just switched out from the first one. So what's important to remember to set up the law of cosines is whatever side you're looking for is going to be equal to the other two sides, again, and then whatever the angle is. So if you're looking for side C, you have to use angle C, and then all the other sides set up in this format. Okay, so you'll see if I'm looking for side B, I want angle B, and I just use the other two sides set up in that same format. And again with A, I want side A, I have angle A, and then the other two sides that I'm not using or looking for. So, in our first example here, we want to find the measure of angle C. Alright, in order to do that, I'm going to use this formula over here. C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine of C. Okay, we're looking for angle C, so that's going to be this one right here, so I'm going to use this one, this bottom one. I don't need the other two. The bottom one is set up for me already. However, again, you can just remember if you want side or angle C, then you just use the other two sides for the rest of the equation. So we have C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2, make sure I get all my parentheses, 2AB, oh, there's no parentheses there, cosine of C. Right now, across from angle A is side A, across from angle B is side B, across from angle C is side C. So it always helps to label. We have our labeling and we have our formula, so now we just have to plug stuff in. C squared is going to be side C, so that's 12 squared equals, and now it's equal to the other two sides. So it would be 5 squared and 8 squared minus parentheses 2 times 5 times 8 times the cosine of angle C, which is what we're looking for. So I just leave cosine of C there. Now I simplify. So this is where your algebra skills come in handy. This should be squared. 12 squared is 144. 5 squared is 25. 8 squared is 64. Minus 2 times 5 times 8 is 80. And then that's multiplied by the cosine of C still. Alright, now I'm going to combine my like terms. So that's 144 equals 25 plus 64 is 89 minus 80 cosine C. Now you will notice I did not subtract the 80 here. The reason I did not subtract the 80 is because it's attached to the cosine of C. Remember, these are multiplied together. So if these are multiplied, I can't just subtract this 80 from it because it's being multiplied. So what I need to do first is get rid of this 89 by subtracting it. I subtract 89 on both sides here. So 144 minus 89 is 55 equals negative 80 cosine of C. Again, this is being multiplied. Cosine of C is just a number, remember, so I'm multiplying a number by a number. To get rid of this 80 here, because this is my unknown that I want, that again is being multiplied, I'm going to divide by negative 80 on both sides. So 55 divided by negative 80 is negative 0.6875. You can use a decimal here if you want. Equals cosine of C. Now you have to ask yourself, you're looking for an angle. So when you're looking for an angle, remember you always push the second button. So I'm going to do second cosine. And I'm going to use negative 0.6875. I'm just going to hit second enter. Oh, wrong one. Oh, second. The negative button for answer, so it's going to use whatever that other answer was. So again, I had to hit second cosine because I'm looking for the cosine angle. Hit enter, 133.43. So the measure of angle C is 133.43 degrees. We'll do one more. This one's going to be a little easier. Okay, if we look at this one here, we have two sides and an angle. Okay, and what we want to look for here is side A. Right, so let's label. Across from angle A is side A. Across from angle B is side B. Across from angle C is side C. If we're looking for A, remember it's always A squared equals the other two sides. So that's going to be B squared plus C squared minus parentheses 2, the other two sides again, so that's BC, and the cosine of the angle of the side we're looking for, so that'd be A. If that was confusing, then just go up to the box over here, and you'll see that all I did was copy this first one. Since I'm looking for A, all I did was copy it down here. But again, if you learn the format, it will be a lot easier. I want side A, so I use the other two sides, and then the angle of the side that I'm looking for. Alright, now we're just going to plug in. We don't know what A squared is, that's what we're looking for. Equals B is 30 squared plus C is 15, then I square that, minus 2 times 30 times 15 times the cosine of angle A, which is 40. Now if you look at this one, we don't have an unknown in this part of the equation at all. So I can just punch this straight into my calculator. In example 1, we had our unknown cosine C in this part of the equation, so we had to do algebra and move everything over. But here, since everything is solved for on this side, we can just punch it in our calculators. Make sure you're in degree mode. We'll type in 30 squared plus 15 squared minus, and then exactly what you see, 2 times 30 times 15, another parentheses, cosine of 40, and then double parentheses to close. Enter, you get 435.56. So A squared is 435.56. Now that's A squared. The problem told us to find A. So the inverse of something that is squared is the square root. So I'm going to find the square root of the answer I just got. Again, I just hit second and the negative button to get the old answer to pop up. So the square root of that is 20.87. So A equals 20.87, and we'll call it feet. And that is how you use the law of cosine.